ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Okay, good morning councillors, good morning officers. I'd like to open the Communities Committee meeting for the 21st of February 2023 and thank everyone for your attendance. I'd like to begin by acknowledgement to country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we meet today, the Drummle people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Also extend that respect to our neighbouring Aboriginal peoples within our local government area, the Gangaloo Nation people, Barada, Cabelbarra and Yeddamarala people. Also acknowledge the Torres Strait Islander peoples whose lands are in the Torres Straits but who live and work on Aboriginal land. So good morning councillors. We'll kick off with leaves of absence and apologies. I haven't heard anything from Councillor Kirkland.
I have. She's just running a bit late.
Running a bit late, okay. So we'll leave that at this stage. Moving on to the confirmation of the previous minutes from the meeting on the 15th of November 2022 be confirmed as a true and accurate record. Could I have a mover and a seconder with regards to those minutes, please? Move Councillor Smith, seconded Councillor Rutherford. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. Councillors, declarations and interest in matters on the agenda. We haven't had anything brought to the office this morning, so if there is anything as we go through the course of the meeting, please let us know and we can deal with it at that time. Moving on to business outstanding, there's item 6.1, lifting matters from the table. The following report, property matter, disposal of site improvements, assets. So, councillors, could I have a mover and a seconder that matter's been lifted off the table and to be dealt with in closed session? Move Councillor Latcham, seconded Councillor Wickerson. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving on, nil presentations, nil deputations and nil petitions. So we'll move on to item 10, 10.1, Council's officers' reports. 10.1, the tour operators of the zoo and the gardens. Liz, could I ask you to present that report, and welcome to our communities meeting. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor Williams and councillors. Thanks for having me this morning. Hopefully this will be short and sweet. We've been approached, the Rockhampton Botanic Gardens and Zoo, both entities have been approached by an external tour operator wishing to operate tours at the zoo and at the gardens, but he will run everything. He'll be doing all the advertising, all the ticketing. It will be his separate business. He's just doing it on our land. Under subordinate local laws number 1.2, commercial use of local government controlled areas and roads, he qualifies under that. So we've been doing a lot of work with local laws and legal to see what we can do to accommodate this gentleman, and we'd like to proceed with it. There's a lot of advantages for us. We've been wanting to set up tours at the zoo and school groups for quite some time. We just haven't had the resources to do it. And with this gentleman doing it, he takes all the cost, all the risk, everything, but we're still providing that service to our customers. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. It's win-win for everybody. Under the local laws, it won't be an exclusive licence permit to him. Any other tour operators that come along, they can apply for that permit as well. So it will be a fair opportunity for people out there. One of the conditions that we are putting in, though, is that it's not to overlap on our keeper talks, so we're not having that crossover, and he's more than happy to do that. With the school group tours, if we do look at getting that up and running down the track, which we've been wanting to, we just don't have the resources to do that, he is aware that he will need to stop offering that, so there's no conflict with the tours that we're offering. His background, he's worked at the Smithsonian Institute, a number of museums across the world, so his focus is really on fossils, and he's got a lot of really big, like the original wombat fossil, he's got a big skull of that and everything, so his tours are going to take quite a different take than what we currently do with our zookeeper talks. So I'd like to put it forward that this report be received.
Okay, thanks very much, Liz. And
So,
Alicia?
Mr Mayor, just to add that, councillors, you will note that the report is to be received, so there's nothing actually required from you in terms of decision. It was only to give you the opportunity to ask questions, not necessarily about the tour operator, but about the process, and if you weren't to provide your support then we can move in a different direction, perhaps.
Thanks very much, Alicia. Councillor Wickerson, question?
Thanks, Mayor. Yes, there is. But just to start off, there's already a precedence for this type of operation. Not in the Botanic Gardens, but the cemeteries. We have ghost tours and all sorts of things. So it is a public space. It doesn't exclude other people coming in to do a similar thing, or ourselves for that matter, down the track. But the only question I had was, is there a contract with this operator? And I can't imagine what there would be, but if there was an incident or something that could cause some risk by embarrassment to council, perhaps, that we could...
So we're
Right,
working
maybe.
with local laws on very strict terms and conditions, and a lot of those terms and conditions are to cover that. So part of his terms and conditions are liability insurance, 20 million, and the terms and conditions of the content, the appropriateness, how he's representing himself on council property. So we do have those clauses in there.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Wickerson. Councillor Rutherford?
Mr Mayor, I'm happy to move and I'll speak to it.
Yes, if you like. Just before we go there, I think it's an exciting opportunity and one there that really will value add to our wonderful zoo and botanic gardens. So, Councillor Rutherford, spokesperson for the communities and the parks.
Mr Mayor, you pretty much just said, no, that's okay, because it's good that other people see that. But one of the goals we're looking at with the Botanic Gardens and the zoo is to keep people there for longer. And if they're there for longer, they're going to stay in the region for longer. So, you know, this just adds to the experience of being in the Botanic Gardens and the zoo. And I think, you know, it tells the story of the evolution and development of animals, you know, where they come from. So, you know, it's a very educational thing as well. So I think it fits perfectly with what we're trying to do at the zoo, and I commend Liz for bringing this to the table. And
Well said, Councillor Rutherford. I think there may be some other advantages as well if there's fossils and dinosaur background. It's always something we might be able to tap into later as we go forward in that opportunities as well. Have we got a seconder with regards to the report? Councillor Wickerson. Further question, Councillor Mathers?
Yeah, thanks very much, Mr Mayor. I just wanted to say similar thing, which is it's exciting. It makes complete business sense for us to have another offering up at the zoo and throughout the Botanic Gardens as well. So, I'm very much in favour of it as well. The question I do have, if that's right, Mr Mayor, through to Liz, is, and it might be the officer that can tell us, will there be a licensing fee as such or anything like that with this chap in regards to income for full
So there'll be
council and ratepayers?
there'll be a permitting fee, and that will be put forward in the fees and charges that I believe is coming up fairly soon for council to review.
Okay, thanks, Liz. Thanks, Councillor Mathers. Looks like we've exhausted the questions, so I'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. Thanks very much, Liz.
Thank you very much.
We'll move on to our next item, 10.2, the Parks Progress Report, and welcome Maren to the meeting and give us an update on that report. The bi-monthly Parks and Services Standard received. Okay, thanks very much, Aaron. Might just do the microphone, mate.
Thanks, Liz. Stitch up. Yeah. Pleased to be bringing back another update report and also a good opportunity to share recent parks achievements and our ongoing actions and plans. So the report's quite extensive and contains our actions that we achieved in Q2 and our Q3 plans, as well as some attached operational highlights. I'd like to take a bit of time just to go through some of the key achievements for Q2. So the table has all of our good work, but just a few of the major highlights. Probably like to highlight first and foremost is the seasonal maintenance program. Obviously we're working through our growing season and our rainfall and our humid time of the year. And as we track through that, it's pleased to be reporting that our resourcing plan is effective, and we're also addressing I guess our traditional peak time through a number of means. So just to share that, we've got additional seasonal roles on board, additional casual staff. The team are working a mixture of longer work days and weekend overtime as well, and we're also engaging support from other sections, which is quite encouraging, as well as contractors just to support our teams through that peak. Additionally, we've been sharing our common goal of growing great spaces everyone enjoys and we're proud of. So we've been working hard with our teams to raise their awareness of the goal and how we are all working towards this in everything we do. We've developed a recruitment video for potential job seekers who may wish to come and work in parks. So to deliver on that, we've used our own talent to showcase career options. It's quite exciting, and we really would like to share that when the time is right, and that's available for release. We had our council workshop in December, touching on the parks categories and the GIS field app and the demo of that. We've also followed that through as recent individual meetings with council lords and the mayor, and we've got a couple of those outstanding as well to come up in the next week. Our comms plan, so we've elevated our communication with the media team to ensure the public are informed of our seasonal work plans. Traditionally, it's been a bit of a lighter touch. This year's been much more comprehensive, so you would have seen rates notice messaging, there's been radio ads. We've had the team putting call flute signs out when things are too wet to service, as well as the traditional social media method of communication there. Shout out to our strengthening internal partnerships. So with MJ's team, we've had a focus on the work order system that CAF work in, and the service that they provide to parks, as well as the capital projects. So continuing to work with our partners over there. And the team have implemented and will be ongoing this quarter fuel cards. So there's been a significant effort in the background to implement fuel cards for the team. So that'll elevate our efficiency and productivity. So noting that mowers and trucks all require fuel, and tractors quite frequently to keep servicing and maintaining out in the field. So getting a quicker fuel delivery, I suppose, as opposed to maybe being in a lineup at the depot or having to roster your fuel time. So much more efficient and effective in that. So a new system to deliver on that. We've got the attached documents and some pictures there to share. As I said, operational achievements. So work towards the Australia Day event at Kershaw, and a big effort there from the team, as well as some highlights from the marketing, the recruitment videos that have been developed. Also to highlight that the Botanic Garden playground upgrade is coming along really nicely. So we're really looking forward to opening that one shortly. Just to touch on our Q3 actions, councillors. So the table has this in greater detail. I'm happy to take some questions or comments on that at the end. A lot of these are continuation from our good work that we've progressed through in Q2. So we've got upcoming World Park Week. So we're working towards a celebration of not only our parks but also our park staff for this. So some internal and some external celebration of that. There'll be some details coming soon on that. Just in that space as well, continuing the promotion of our team and the good work they do, which is integral to everything that we do here. Parks categorisation, as I touched on earlier, we've had some of our meetings with councillors, which has been really productive. So further work to come in the space, particularly building data in the field app that will help us continue those discussions. We've been working pretty hard on public area cleaning and reviewing the cleaning of barbecues in particular. So, working on some efficiencies and some greater productivity in that space as well. Touched on the fuel earlier, so just continuing to roll out that action across this quarter. And Stuart and the team are doing some great work in the nursery as well, so focusing on elevating the standards, their processes, but also their practices and their equipment. So. In summary, councillors, another update report just to highlight to you the efforts of the team, just to take a moment to thank all the members of the team for all their efforts, particularly in our seasonal, high demand time, as well as thanks to the councillors for all of your support and engagement in the space. So happy to take questions or comments.
Thanks very much for the report, Aaron. I'll go to questions. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Fisher.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I've got three questions or comments. Firstly I want to commend the recruitment promotion. I think this is a really great initiative. I have always, in recent years, have had real concerns about the lack, that succession planning within lifestyle horticulture. It seems our workforce, and we're getting so much older and not bringing the young people through. So got to commend that initiative, because we need the next generation to come through and take on that learning and developing that knowledge for for the future. So really commend the initiative. I think this is sort of something that is going to have a long-term benefit. Next one there was on the barbecues, and it's one that you still get sort of some of those niggly sort of complaints. Not so much your high-profile areas, Victoria Park and that, but some of the more outlying areas, and I think Cedric Archer Park is one. You go there and you get almost every second time you go there, you get a whinge about the barbecues there. So what you're doing is across the whole board, and you're seeing that those barbecues are treated, whether it's in a high-profile area or one of the less known areas.
Yeah, through the chair, it's an extensive review of all of our barbecues, Councillor Fisher. So we do have them, as you pointed out, in many of our high-profile areas, but we do have some in outer-lying locations. So looking at not only our practices, how do we actually clean them, but also how often, what's the most effective way, and building better data around that as well. So some good opportunities for improvement there.
When they run out of, sorry, Mr. Mayor, right to
You are.
just follow. When they run out of gas, quite often you're there for the sort of with the family, and someone will come over and have a win. I found it very, very hard going through our 1300 number, after hours number. It would be great if there was a sort of even an email that we could, or a sort of something there, sort of a faster response would be great.
No, we can take that on board, Councillor. Thank you.
Yeah, just back through the chair. I guess the systems and processes, that's our after-hours call number that then refers to our on-call people from there. But without that filter, we will have many more call-outs, I suppose, in terms of council's own expense. So, but we can certainly take that on board for a review. Yep.
It tends to be a next day process rather than, it might be 11 o'clock, they've run out of gas.
Yeah.
And there's 3 or 4 other families planning to come. So that was just an observation. The last one there, and Councillor Mathers is probably going to have a blue fit when I ask this question, but with the machinery and the whippersnippers and that, have you gone to much with the electric equipment, hedges and that, within the equipment?
Yeah, through the chair, certainly on a case-by-case basis, and the team's working in the CBD type areas, heavily populated areas will use that, but by and large we're still petrol based. So obviously the lithium batteries and their technology is getting stronger all the time. So it's foreseeable that one day petrol will be phased out, but at the moment it delivers the best result for what we need for the small plant mostly, with a few exceptions.
Thank you for that.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Fisher. Thanks, Aaron. Councillor Wickerson, then Councillor Smith. Councillor Wickerson.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Through you to Aaron. Thanks for the report. Very broad, all the things that we get up to. We've had a few conversations on the table about organisational efficiency generally, so really good to see both the fuel card, which will speed up that backwards and forwards with the bigger plant, but also I think most councils have sat in on the GIS field app demonstration, which I think even though it's in the final fine-tuning stages, I think when it's bedded down and fully field tested, it's going to be add to that efficiency even more, so that's great to see that. This might throw us a spanner into that though. Do we align our maintenance programs with major events? So I'm thinking Anzac Day, Australia Day you mentioned, but even things like Mother's Day and Father's Day with our cemetery, I know that's sort of a little bit to the side that we maintain. Only that I had a comment over the weekend that with the, I think it was a beer festival down the riverbank, some areas weren't completely mowed. Like they could see where we'd mown to a certain point and then either ran out of time or whatever, which wasn't a good look. So I'm just wondering, do we liaise with Advanced Rockhampton maybe, and maybe even communities generally, just to align with major events throughout the year that we're aware of?
Yeah, thanks, Councillor. And through the chair, we have, the significant region-wide events, your Rocky Nuts as an example, and the team are tailoring everything towards that. and obviously Anzac Day is another big one. Can't comment necessarily on the cemeteries, that would be more for MJ. There is a back-end process where the teams are informed of when events are coming in, bump out time and what's required. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a large event either. That could be, you know, a kid's birthday, we need the gate unlocked and the grass mowed. So wherever possible, we're trying to accommodate that. Can't answer that one specifically for that event as to why. But yeah, typically we are informed and we're trying to deliver, you know, well in advance.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Wickerson. Councillor Smith, then Councillor Rutherford.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. I'm not sure how often the barbecues are cleaned at Cedric Archer. Last time I was talking to one of the workers that I knew from Bouldercombe, he said it was every day, but I'm not sure about weekends. But I just wondered if a little sign saying, please think of other people and clean the barbecue when you finish with it. I think that's the main problem. People just make a big mess and just leave it. And I think then that becomes a bad look for us. But I can honestly, and the one at Bouldercombe wouldn't get as much use as other areas, but I've never had any complaints about it.
No.
It's always pretty good.
It's probably the heavily used barbecues
Yeah.
that tend to have people not do the right thing. I think a friendly reminder, I'm not sure how we could do that, but it's just you know, may play on people's mind if they're there cooking and read the sign. Thanks very much, Councillor Smith. Councillor Rutherford?
Mr Mayor, I'm happy to move it, and probably just to make comment and to thank Alicia, Aaron and the team for the work, and Erica obviously for the field app, you know, sitting with them and going through that. It's, you know, invaluable data, I think, that's being collected at the moment, and I think we'll continue to see the value of that even in the next 12 months, you know. One of the things we did comment on is there's still some spaces that are on a 28-day rotation. Looking at them through this weather, which is the highest growth period, maybe a 21-day rotation would be more suitable. But that type of information is all being collected, and you know, I think by next summer we'll have a much better idea of, you know, what sort of resources, I guess, we'll need to be able to choose a standard that we're happy to deliver and that the community's happy with.
Yep.
You know, we've already seen good improvements. I think we'll continue to see improvements. Certainly haven't got everything right yet, but this gives us the tool, I think, to be able to change some of that. So really great working in that space, and you know, we've probably been lucky with the weather. It's, you know, it's one of those summers that we've had bits of consistent rain and heat that's allowed really good grass growth, which makes it tough for us, but it does give us the opportunity to collect data through this period of really high growth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I commend.
Councillor Rutherford, I echo, I was going to say the same thing. I think it's the high growth periods and the initiatives that the team have taken, looking at those rotations, but also informing the community. I know it might seem stating the bleeding obvious, but when you're saying that you've got the high growth periods and just be patient with us, that goes a long way in the community's eyes. I think it's something there that they appreciate. Just having that contact to say that we're struggling at the moment and just be patient, but we'll get there, goes a long way. So I think I can only see great things coming from those initiatives and how we're working to deliver that. But also, if you could pass on to the council staff and the team with the Kershaw Gardens and how they spruced that up for Australia Day, it was really well presented on the day, and something there that the community could be very proud of about what's done there, but it's a team effort that produces that too. So on behalf of the Mayor and the Council, if you can take that back, I'd appreciate that. Alicia, did you want to add?
Yeah, Mr Mayor, I was just going to thank Councillor Rutherford and yourself for those comments, but also relate to Council, just in terms of the process that we are taking each quarter. I mean, these actions are just actions on a page, and we're reporting through to give you an update. But what sits behind those actions are solid debate and understanding and what we're trying to achieve with this. So if there's ever any actions that we're doing that you're not quite sure why, we have all vividly debated those as a team and decided that this is the highest priority action that will get us to this particular goal. So if you're ever not understanding why we're doing something, happy to fill in of that, but we are each quarter sitting down, what have we got done, and then now what is our specific action that will get us that bit further. So just by focusing in and involving the whole team in those actions, that has been a real come around in terms of what we're trying to achieve too.
And that was probably a question I was going to ask Alicia, but I think that's great. If you've got the team involvement, people buying in and input into the implementation or opportunities and ideas, what a better way to take the area forward. So well done to everyone in that space. So it's great example where we could probably look to widen that across the regional council workforce. Okay, move Councillor Rutherford. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Wickerson. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. Thank you. Thanks very much, Aaron.
Thank you, Mayor.
Councillors, the item 10.3, and I think we might, Councillor Rutherford, did you wish to, I'm happy to move a motion that this matter lay on the table just out of respect and due consideration for what happened in that space over the weekend. I think it's something there everyone was familiar with, but just out of compassion and consideration for family and friends, that we just leave this matter on the table for further till our next committee meeting. So I'm happy to move along those terms and seek Councillor Rutherford's support. There's no issue with the timing in that at all, Alicia. There's no urgency in getting that one out. Another couple of weeks should be
No,
fine.
from a decision making and the next step being the community consultation, it's absolutely fine. It's just a body of work that's getting to the end of it. I should acknowledge though that Brandon's last day must be soon, and it is his work, so I guess from his perspective to see it to completion, but you can just dial in and watch it, Brandon.
Well, we'll take that on note and thank you for that work in that space. It's something there that was unfortunate, but we just felt that needed to occur there. So I'm happy to move with regards that we leave that matter lay on the table until our next committee meeting on the 21st of March. Councillor Rutherford?
Happy to second, Mr Mayor. And Brandon, from my point of view as portfolio chair, I think it's a great document, and I'll be really proud and keen to take it to the community at the right time. So thank you.
Yep. Okay. Thanks very much. Right, Council, I'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. That moves us on to item 10.4, the changing places, style, accessibility, bathroom facilities. Emma Jane, talk to that report, please.
Okay, good morning, councillors. So this report is after the last resolution where we'd go into a feasibility study at Kershaw and Southside Pool. So that feasibility study has been completed, and we're now proposing that we will add the budget estimate to, I guess, convert some existing amenities at Southside Pool into a changing places one in the next capital budget review.
Thanks, Emma Jane. Alicia, did you want to?
Yeah, I'll just elaborate. Short and sharp, MJ, I love it. So just councillors, by way of background, this was a specific facility that's for essentially adult disabled people. And I guess it sounds quite simple to have a changing places station, but in reality, you know, with the new code and building code and the standards that are required, it's certainly not a simple thing to achieve. When we've had a look, the viability and the cost is sort of ruling us out for Kershaw. However, Southside Pool, you know, officers' feeling there is that because of the high use of that facility, that it would be worthwhile because it is our also premier wet change facility. So we will add that to budget. Obviously, when we talk about budget, we've got our own budget woes in terms of size of capital program and everything else, but that will be debated as part of the budget program if you are happy for that to be added.
Okay, thanks very much, Alicia. I'll go to Councillor Rutherford, portfolio spokesperson. Councillor Rutherford.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. It's great to see this report and the work that's been done, and it actually came off the back of a meeting when Councillor Fisher was acting mayor, and I met with, some members of the community that were representing, a number of the disabled people, and explaining just how difficult it was to be able to change. And it's not just adults, it's children as well, once they start to get a bit of size and weight about them. And it sort of opened our eyes a little bit as far as what facilities we don't have available. And the Southside Pool is a key facility because it provides a space for exercise and rehabilitation and things like that. So I think this outcome is fabulous if it has support from the council table, and would be happy to move it once again.
Okay, thanks very much, Councillor Rutherford. We'll go to Councillor Smith, Councillor Fisher, and Councillor Latcham.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. When I first read it, I thought, why are adults needing... I missed the accessible for a start. Why are adults... are they splashing in the little river and then having to get changed? Like, it didn't make sense. But I realise now it's accessible. The toilets are fairly large, and I would see that's big enough to change them. Having worked in disability, probably not used to having these sort of services.
Yeah, I think you do need a
you would get away
custom.
with the Kershaw if it's going to cost $500,000.
Yeah, I think they're custom purpose built for the type of facility they need to be. Emma Jane, would you be able to? I think Councillor Smith's asking, couldn't we retrofit the existing facilities to be able to accommodate this type?
No, sizing. So there's certain sizing requirements to allow, I guess, a wheelchair to go in, turn around, but they also have like hoist and beds. So retrofitting them, they're just simply not large enough. So.
Councillor Rutherford?
Mr Mayor, just to add to that, I think every time we looked at doing something small to see if we could help out, it triggered a new legislation that upped that requirement.
Right.
So every which way we looked at it, we triggered the new legislation, and this is what the new legislation says.
Councillor Smith?
Sorry, just to add to your question, Councillor, and the response is, I guess these people have been making do with the existing facilities, but there's many shortcomings with that, and that was part of that representation that they've made. And then there is this whole, improving facilities movement as well. So that's the increase in building code. So, for example, the Mount Morgan pool will have that facility as part of it, the new build. It's just that the building codes have changed between the south side and the Mount Morgan pool.
Yeah, probably the most comment I get about disability services is they play somewhere to go when they get to the park, and I'm sure, is that one still at Kershaw, the All Abilities swing and that? Yeah, but nowhere else? It's none of the other parks?
Councillor Rutherford?
There's a number of bits of playground equipment at Kershaw Gardens that are all abilities.
So Botanic Gardens will
Botanic
also
Gardens
have
will
some
have it as well.
all-abilities play equipment?
Yeah.
Sorry, just to interject.
Aaron, no, you're right.
I believe up at Mount Archer there's some as well.
Yeah.
And I would have said Rigglesford Park too, am I wrong?
Not Rigglesford.
No, okay.
Not Rigglesford Park. Cedric Archer Park.
Oh, yes.
As well. Yeah, so...
Which one's that? Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. I think a lot of the carers belonging to these associations aren't aware that we have I don't know how you get to, you reach them, because you're not going to go to a park and then walk around and try and find something. I'm not sure if we should advertise that or put it somewhere that we've got all these accessible play equipment in these certain parks, because you get new carers coming on all the time and they don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, there could be a catalogue of parks and equipment there that can be used for that purpose. So that's something there we can take on board, Councillor Smith, and look to do that.
Yeah, so just to add to that, we are updating our website, so that might be a good opportunity to add that into our website and make the information available.
Yeah, no, good point, Councillor Smith. Councillor, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Fisher, then Councillor Latcham, thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I think this is a good start. Acknowledge that Councillor Rutherford and I had met with a small delegation of family members who raised this concern. There were two areas there that I was sort of keen to ask questions for. Firstly, is there any potential funding opportunities to actually build a new amenities block, or that could be tailor-made to fit this together? Is there a state or a federal government grant or joint grants that you could get that $475,000?
Just ask Alicia to answer that one.
Yeah, so just with this, we are planning on having, there's the gaming grants that are out at the moment, so we are applying for this under the gaming grant, so that's funding up to $100,000. But as of a general scan, the answer's at this point, no, but whether we've got Anne Davey monitoring all the time for opportunities, but we haven't found any. Did you want to add anything, Angus? No?
No, there's no, I suppose, specialist ones that I'm aware of, and as Alicia said, Anne's got her eyes open every day looking for funding opportunities right across the board for council.
Thanks, Angus.
Second question was kind of associated with this. I had the opportunity to actually join some carers at my park, even in my own division. I'm just mental blank.
Joyce Harding?
Joyce Harding, yes, sorry. I'll blame it on the chemo. Yeah,
You're right.
Blame it on the chemo. And they attend Joyce Harding regularly because of the soft lawn and the sensory activities that they can do. And, that's probably another. The toilet block there is quite old, but is one that is used by quite a number of carers through the week.
So, through the chair, Joyce Harding is on the amenity upgrade for this financial year. The tender's just gone out to convert them into 2 disabled toilets.
Thank you so much for that. Mr Mayor, that's one there that it's not quite a community park, but it's a park there that has a greater benefit for the whole of the Rockhampton region. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Councillor Fisher. Councillor Latcham.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Just to comment on the two parts to this. First one is a comment on the funding you talked about. As I recall, back in November, the Prime Minister made an announcement about these changing places facilities and that there should be funding available for it. So that was back in November last year, so I'm surprised that hasn't followed through. With the other comment about funding in the report, the gaming benefit round only comes out once a year, although last year it came out twice, but it's only expected to come out and it's the first round of the year. So this one's obviously looking for January next year, January, February next year, for the community benefit.
I think the one just closed on the 28th, or closed on the 28th.
Closes in a week,
Yeah.
so we're planning to
Oh, you're
put
putting
in
for
that
one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's once a year, but okay, well, all right, that's fine. Second part to the question, just going off the report, just trying to understand, so the Southside Pool one, that whole shaded area, is that just to make one?
One.
So you're going to lose 4 toilets? at
Correct.
One?
Yep.
So how does that then go with the minimum amount of toilets and stuff for the whole facility?
It's within the requirements, so we can do that. So because we are losing 2 disabled amenities, but we're not losing any of the disabled shower amenities, it fits within the requirements.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure it fit
Yeah.
within how many toilets you're required to have.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks very much, councillor Aitchison. Councillors, we've exhausted all the questions. Councillor Rutherford?
Mr Mayor, I probably should make comment on that. It won't be without pain because those toilets are the closest to the indoor facility, so people are going to have to go just that little bit further. It's only, I don't know, 10 metres from, 20 metres from memory. I don't know. It's not that far, but it will be a new habit that people will have to get into to accommodate this. So.
Okay then, councillors, got a mover and a seconder? Do we have a mover? Councillor Rutherford, do we have a seconder? Councillor Fisher? Put that, those in favour? Those opposed? Motion is carried unanimously. Thanks very much, Emma Jane. Councillors, we have nil notice motions, nil questions on notice nils, but we do no urgent business. Moving on, Councillor Smith.
Sorry, it might not be urgent, but if I could bring just a couple of quick things up. Just something it brought to my attention yesterday. The roadworks in Gracemere have been painful for the last
Yeah, we might
2
not be
years.
able to take that on this one, councillor. If we can deal with that separately. It's not a urgent matter for the
Okay,
parks.
It's just parks and beautification, that's all.
The roadworks? Oh, as in the tree planting? You're right. Sorry.
I
thought it
just
was
wondered if we had a
infrastructure.
plan for Laurie Street, but also along the shopping centre, there was beautiful peltophrons all along there, absolutely gorgeous. They're all gone, of course. And left is an irregular bit of footpath that the main roads say it's council's, and I'm not sure whether it is or it's main roads, but they're growing grass on it at the moment, but you can't get in and mow it, so they're just going to poison it all. That's the only, I just wondered if we could...
I'm not
use
sure whether
assistance with that.
anyone's familiar with that.
We'll have to take that on notice, councillor, and come back to you.
Yeah. There was some money, when they initially met with council, there was some money to replace some of the trees that were lost, and I'm not sure where
That was
that's...
only in Laurie Street.
In
This
Laurie
is
Street, but
McLaughlin Street.
yeah. But we can take that up with TMR if that's,
Yeah.
that's
Sorry,
one that we can talk
Just
with.
to clarify, you did say Laurie Street at the start, so
No.
what was this
Oh,
piece?
if there's a plan for the beautification in Laurie Street.
Right, and then the
And
tree
this
removal
is
refers
in
to
McLaughlin
McLaughlin.
Street. Just one street leads to the other. And just a quick question, if we could please consider having a community barbecue in Connigan Park when the roadworks are finished, because it has been a
It's not our
painful
job,
2
councillor,
years.
it's a state government job, I'm sure.
Yeah, but our community has put up with a lot.
Yeah. I can ask the state.
Yeah,
It's not
we're
our- it's not
meeting
our-
with them on Friday, so
Yeah,
we can
we
certainly
can ask that
that.
question, yeah.
We'll ask Barry.
Okay. Right, councillors, there's no further urgent business. We'll deal with a closed matter, closed session item. That it's 15.1, a property matter, disposal of site improvement assets. I'll seek a movement that the meeting move into closed session to the public to discuss the following items, which are considered confidential in accordance with 254J3 of the Local Government Regulations 2012 for the reasons indicated. I'm happy to move. Seek a seconder. Seconded, Councillor Fisher. We'll put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion is carried unanimously. And pursuant of S512, council meeting procedures, the meeting moves into closed session and open and it'll be closed to the public. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong line. I'll move that. Those in favour? I'm happy to move. And seek a seconder. Councillor Rutherford. I'll put that. Those in favour? Motion's carried. That was painful. Sorry, Cam.
Go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be. Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
We just got to go on live. Thanks very much, councillors. Councillors, we have an officers committee recommendation there. Move Councillor Fisher. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Rutherford. Put that. Those in favour? Those opposed? Motion's carried unanimously. Councillors, that brings us to the end of our meeting and the agenda items. So thank everyone for your input, and thank the officers for their reports, and Alicia for your support in that. So that said, I'll close the meeting and wrap it up.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line. Ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line. Ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
Taking the good with the ups and downs. I wanna see how the world turns round. Let's go adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming.
adventure in the deep blue sea. Home is with you wherever that may be. Home is with you wherever that may be.
Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line, ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine, everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line.